Hello, and welcome to another update video about XRP. Well, we had yesterday a small reaction to our resistance area in this triangle, and then XRP just blew through it. Well, this was apparently related to some positive news around the, I think the appeal, the SEC appeal to the court case and so on. But it's too little of movement to indicate that the sentiment has shifted, okay? So it just leads to some distortions in this overall triangle. Overall, our pattern and the range is still adhered to, so nothing really changes, just the microstructures that we're tracking to understand a potential time for a breakdown, and that has just been delayed a little bit. Has just been delayed. So I'm going to show you what the updated wave count is, but overall, so the range hasn't changed. It's still here between 45.8 and 55.8 cents. It takes a break above the upper boundary line of the range to indicate something more bullish. Yeah, that is what I would need to see to count the yellow wave count, which is the alternative, which isn't much different, but it would allow for the price to get to 63 cents next. Yeah, at some point XRP will probably get there, but I just don't have a very clear setup for it at the moment from here, okay? It's just a corrective mess that's unfolding, and it's just adhering very well to a triangle count. But most recently, it just doesn't really want to come down. And well, it is on track, but then obviously here the news event, okay, caused some volatility. But that's what I often say, you know, news often only causes volatility. They don't really lead to a change in trend, which we can see in a very impressive way when we look at this move to the upside, which was here the outcome of the court case, okay, the ruling, the court ruling. It all, you know, it didn't change the sentiment, just short term. A lot of people lost money probably in this because a lot of people bought up here. So it's very unfortunate how this chart behaves, okay? So it just can't get that impulse. And here it's a great example of a chart that, well, it's a great piece of evidence why the absence of any impulses isn't great, because if the chart only moves in corrective patterns, which the XRP chart does, it's very, very fragile. And you know, the XRP chart is one that reacts very aggressively to news, but often breaks down again, at least in the current market conditions. Doge is similar in a way that if Elon puts a tweet out, it reacts, but then typically breaks down again. So when those things are changing, then it's time to watch, okay? When we start to see impulses form to the upside, that's the time to watch, because that would indicate to us that something is changing in this market. At the moment, nothing has changed yet. And I think we are still in the wave D of the triangle. So that hasn't changed. It hasn't even taken out the previous C wave high of the triangle. So that's all intact. Could still happen, but at the moment I'm observing, because again, the rally was just a 3-wave rally. I'm now observing if we're finally coming down to form the D wave of the triangle. So let's take a look at that. So micro resistance was broken. I take that out. The price reacted initially to it, and it probably would have followed through nicely, but that news event certainly led to a spike. So let me take those out so we can see better what's going on. So obviously with that move up, I have to redo the micro count in this triangle. Always bear in mind that micro counts in corrections change quite a bit, but they can guide us in terms of a roadmap, you know, on the smaller time frames, give us resistance support. But it's also a great example where I always say trading within a range, within a triangle, is very difficult. Yeah, because there isn't really, within a triangle, you have a balance of forces. So until it really completes and we get the break below the D wave low and then followed by the B wave low, you don't really have a confirmation that it's going down, okay? So it's just a balance of forces. So you start to see here most recently that there is some upside pressure, but the bulls they just can't follow through. So it's still an A wave, a B wave, a C wave. The D wave could be unfolding. Yeah, the D wave could be unfolding. That remains to be seen now. But also here the last spike, can't remember what that was. I think it was also a news event that broke down again and made a lower low. And now another news event. Only a 3-wave rally so far though, okay? So at the moment, I would count it as A wave complete, B wave, C wave, where the A wave is a 5-wave move in a diagonal. That's how I would label it. Now, that's just sort of not so important here, but you know, obviously we make the videos a little bit educational as well. You know, a lot of people are interested in the micro counts. As long as you know that the micro counts are less reliable, That's fine. So we've got here a potential 5-wave move down in an A wave, then the B wave, then the C wave. So, and this looks a bit like a wedge pattern maybe, with a lot of imagination. No, it is, you know, you can consider that potentially a small wedge pattern here. So that's typical diagonal in an A wave then the B wave rally. And I mean, ideally it's now coming down in the C wave, right? But that remains to be seen. It's sort of consolidating just below resistance. But a first indication that this C wave has started will be a break below 52.6 cents. We've already tested it. Because at the moment, I mean, this could turn theoretically into an impulse. We only have 3 waves now. If we get 5, I want it to hold 52.6 cents, then I give it a chance. So this could form an impulse out of the range to the upside, but it really needs to hold today's low. But therefore, a break below that would be a first indication that the C wave has actually started. And if we talk about a target for the C wave, again, I need confirmation with a break below the 50% retracement, but target-wise, I would be watching, first of all, roughly 50.4 cents and maybe even the 48 cent region down there. Yeah. So that's sort of, that's the updated situation on the XRP chart. Let's see if the news event did create any more sustainable bullish sentiment. But at the moment, from what I can see, it doesn't. But we're very close to a make or break point. So very close to the pivot point up there. As I said, a break above 55.8 cents would unlock probably a rally to around about 63 cents. Okay, that's my update about XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.